Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Can you hear me? Please give your confirmations on the chat box, please. Can you hear me? Please give your confirmations as yes in the chat box if you can hear me. Thank you, Adenji. Thank you, Gopal. Thank you all. Thank you, William. Thank you, Imran. Thank you very much. Let us stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mohammed. So what's the plan for today? As we have created Linux machine, we know how to connect to the Linux machine using the terminal called PuTTY. Today, we'll get started into practicals of Linux. Frequently used activities in Linux is all about creating file. How can we remove a file? Creating a directory. Directory is nothing but a folder. So how to create a directory? How can we delete a directory? How can we navigate between the directories? Okay, so we'll be creating directories, this kind of nested directories, and learn how can we navigate from one directory to other directory. We'll discuss this rmdir and rm-r options. Listing of files, long listing of files. What happens when a file name starts with dot? How can we see hidden files? How can we see hidden directories? Listing options, how can we copy a file? Most frequently used activities of Linux we are making us comfortable in today's session. So this is our plan for today. Okay, so as usual, before moving on to today's session, I think any questions, please raise your hand. I think Gopal is having a question. Gopal, good morning. How are you doing?
Doing great, Sunil. How about
Thank
you?
thank you, Gopal. I'm doing good. Thank you very much. What's your question, please?
Uh, Sunil, actually, I created a AWS account with debit card, so it's
Hmm.
showing like unsupported type card actually.
Okay, is it a RuPay card?
Yeah, it's a Visa actually, not RuPay. Visa.
Unsupported. That means probably your debit card should be enabled for international transactions.
I
Please do that.
already no, I already first I'll do that only. Then after
Mhm.
I just started the this one actually.
After enabling the card for international transactions, it will take
Yeah.
6 to 8 hours for the debit card to actually enable from the back end. Okay, from the bank team.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I see. We got it.
So please check the customer care and try again. You'll get it.
Sure,
Okay,
sure, Sunil.
Gopal.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, Jagadish. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good morning, Sunil. The doubt is, so when we create a Linux machine or any machine, we are selecting the data center as Mumbai, right? Is there
Correct.
any, I'm talking about real time. Are there any location constraints that India, like we need to
See,
select only Mumbai or?
no, it depends upon the client. Let's say my business is a local business. Okay, my target audience is, for example, I'm building an application like Zomato, Jagadish. So my target audience is within India. Agree, is it? So in such case, obviously, all my infrastructure I'll create it in Mumbai region only or India region only. Okay. So it
Okay,
all
so they will specify the requirement, right? Like
yeah,
whether we need
yeah.
to.
No, see, on which data center the infrastructure should be created. Obviously, client will provide the information. Okay, based on the
Okay.
clients, based on the customer's location, where exactly their customers are having, according to it, gets created. We need to create it. Okay.
But we will have like access to every data center, right?
Yeah.
We can
Once you
create.
create an AWS account, you are allowed to create infrastructure in any region, whichever you want. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Sunil.
Yes, Jagadish. Thank you. Baswanna, good morning.
Good morning, Sunil. Sunil, my question is while creating the account, I created many mail IDs, okay, Gmail, but I'm giving the same debit card number, but it's
Hmm.
showing your account is suspended. In the initial showing that your account is suspended. What is the reason?
If it is showing that your account is suspended, that means you already have AWS account with that Gmail account.
No. Different account, Gmail account I created, but I'm using the same debit card. But as you said, in the initial stage, you can use this same debit card for the many mail IDs.
Yes, you can do that.
Yeah.
What is our account bill? How much you got it in the previous account?
Bill,
Hmm.
regarding some 10,000.
I'm not sure, Baswana. Private a different debit card possible. Okay.
Okay.
Or create, there's an option called virtual debit card, right? You can create a different debit card with different details. Okay. Try with that.
Virtual debit card in this?
Some banks will provide you a virtual debit card. That means it will have a different 16-digit number, different CVV. Okay.
Okay.
Online. Okay. You can try. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So let's get started. Step one, let me log into AWS. You know the URL is aws.com. I have logged into AWS. Services under compute. We have a service called EC2. Go to instances. Right now, I have no instances in this particular region. I'm now pointing to Mumbai region. Remember in which region you are creating instances, okay? If there is a default, if you are getting a default region, please better to change it to Mumbai region. Okay. Yes. Okay. Remember the region in which you are creating the instances. Okay. Perfect. So let me go ahead and create a new instance. I'll be a little quick because we already know the process of launching the instances. Instance name Chin1, which is of Ubuntu, which is eligible for free tier. T2 micro instance. Create a new key pair. KP30 is a key pair name. E drive. Sunil folder. This is the not PEM file, it should be PPK file. KP31. Scroll down, take the default security group, that's fine. Storage 8 GB, that's all. I have downloaded the key pair also, so let me proceed. That's all. Proceed and launch instance. Instances. Refresh. The machine is in pending state. You need to wait for less than a minute for the machine to get into running state. Remember, you have downloaded a key pair. The name of the key pair is kp31.ppk. Let's wait for the machine to get into running state. Yes, the machine is in running state. How can you connect to that particular machine? If you want to connect to the machine, you need to have DNS. How do you get DNS? Select the machine, whichever you want to connect. Click on connect button. Get the DNS. This is the DNS of that particular EC2 machine. This is the DNS. Perfect. Next, connect using putty. So you already have downloaded putty. So open putty.exe. Under host name, provide the DNS. under connection, under SSH, under authentication, under credentials, upload your private key. That is nothing but the key pair which you have downloaded. That's all. Do you want to connect? Username is UBUN to use the default username is Ubuntu. You have successfully connected. So we have taken close to 1 hour in yesterday's session for creating a new Linux machine, creating a new AWS account. But now I have just created a new EC2 machine in just a matter of probably 3-4 minutes. So creating a EC2 machine does not take much time. So whenever you want, you can terminate it. Whenever you want, you can again recreate it. So the Linux machine is up and running. Okay, now let's get started. Let's learn the process of creating a file. Let's learn the process of creating a file. I want to create a file with the name F1. I want to create a participants. I want to create a file with the name F1. Look at the way I create a file. Whenever you want to create a file, there is a command called cat. What is a command? Cat is a command which helps you to create a file. Look at the way I create a file. Cat, use greater than symbol. You have to use greater than symbol. Mention the file name which you want to create. Mention the file name which you want to create. So this helps you to create a file. Okay. This helps you to create a file. Once the file gets created, the control will enter into the file. And you have to mention what data you want to save in your file. Are you understanding? So when you create a file, okay, so when you create a file, obviously you want to save some data, isn't it? So look at the way we need to create a file. Let's get started. For better visibility, I will increase the font size. I'll increase the font size, go to change settings, appearance. Now this is more better. Okay, clear to clear the screen. I want to create a file. Participants, have a look at it. Cat, use greater than symbol, mention the file name which you want to create F1. So what happens is the file gets created, control will enter into the file. Please observe now you're not getting a dollar prompt. By default, you got a dollar prompt, but you're not getting a dollar prompt. Now control is inside the file. Write the content. So let's say, for example, hello all. Good morning. This is the 3 lines of content which I want to write it in the file F1 and how to come out of the cat command. If you want to come out of the cat command, you have to use Control D. Okay, so simultaneously use the keys Control D. So I'm using Control D. Please observe here, the moment I type Control D, I'm out from the cat command. I've got my dollar prompt back. So I'm done with creating a file. So my dear friends, I have successfully created a file. Similarly, I want to create one more file with the name F2. So let's say cat greater than mention the file F2. Whatever the content you want, participants, whatever the content you want, write the content. How to come out of the cat command, Control D to come out of the cat command. So these are the 2 files which I have created. I hope I'm very clear in showing you how to create a file. Cat command is used and I have created 2 files, F1 and F2. Okay. How to see list of all the files? You have created 2 files. You may create 2 files. You may create 10 files. How to see list of files? Whenever you want to see the list of all the files which you have created, we have a command called list. ls stands for list, which will show you a list of all the files. I'll be writing a command called ls as expected. How many files we have created? 2 files we have created, F1 and F2. So this is the way, participants, this is the way to create a file. Not only creating a file, you are in a position to see list of all the files which you have created. Remove a file. Let's say I do not want the second file F2. Okay, I do not want the file F2. I want to remove the file. Whenever you want to remove a file, we have a command called rm. We have a command called rm, stands for remove. So this rm command will help you to remove a file. Mention the file which you want to remove. Let's say I want to remove the file, second file F2. Let's say I want to remove the file F2. So we have a command called rm, stands for remove, mention the file which you want to remove. The file has been removed, list. Now you are able to see the file F1. Perfect. So you have created files. You are able to see the files which you have created, F1 and F2, and you have also, whenever you want, whenever you don't want to remove, you can remove the file. Yes, I have removed the file. Now there is only one file. So this is how you can create files. You are in a position to see list of all the files, and you have deleted the file whichever you don't want. This is about working with files. Next, I want to create a directory. Okay, so I'm done with showing you how to work with files. Now I want to create a directory. What do you mean by directory? In Windows, it is called as folder. Windows is nothing but a folder. For example, here I have created a folder with the name DevOps 6 AM. In this particular folder, I am placing some files. So folders are nothing but, please observe here, these folders are nothing but directories. So in Linux, folders are nothing but called as directories. So let's learn how can we create a directory. I want to create a directory. The name of the directory which I want to create is D1. I want to create a directory D1. So when you want to create a directory, we have a command called mkdir, stands for make directory. We have a command called mkdir, stands for make directory, which helps you to create a directory. I'm creating a directory called D1. So directory gets created. So directory gets created. Perfect. So let's learn how can we create a directory. mkdir stands for make directory. Mention the directory name which you want to create. That's it. Your directory is created. You have got the dollar prompt back. Now ls will show you a list of all the files as well as directories. You can see here, you are able to see files, not only files, ls will show you directories. Also, you can also see the directory which you have created. So right now we have one file and one directory. Very important observation. Directories are shown in blue color. Have you observed? The color difference is there. Files are shown in normal black and white. The directory is shown in blue color. So I'm done with creating a directory. I'm done with creating a directory. I want to create one more directory, D2. Yes, you can go ahead and create it, mkdir D2, which helps you to create another directory. So let's do that. mkdir stands for directory D2. The directory has been created. Now you can see D1, D2, two directories in one particular file. So perfect. I have shown you how to create directories, and I also have shown you how to create files. Clear? Clear about this? Now, my question is, very important. Can we place a file in a directory? Can we place a file inside a directory? Let's say we have a directory D2. Under D2, can I create a file, something like F5? Is it possible? My question is, can we place files inside the directory? Why not? Yes, you can do that. Directory is nothing but folder. The purpose of creating a folder is to hold some files. I want to have some group of files. You can do that by creating a directory. So you can create a file whichever you want inside the directory D1. Okay, so let's learn how can we do it. Okay, clear clear command, which helps you to clear the screen. ls to see list of all the files. As of now, we have one file F1 and we have two directories D1 and D2. Okay. Next. Very important command in Linux. Okay. Is pwd, stands for print working directory. We have a command called pwd, stands for print working directory. What do you mean by print working directory? I want to know the current path I have connected to Linux machine. I have connected to Linux machine. I want to know the current path in which you are working. For example, this particular folder is currently pointing to E drive today folder. So this is a current path E drive today. Similarly in Linux also, I want to know the current path in which I am working. Whenever you want to know the current path in which you are working, we have a command called pwd. We have a command called pwd, stands for print working directory, which will show you the current path. You can see here currently you're pointing to /home/2. Currently you're pointing to /home/Ubuntu. This means this particular file F1, directory D2, as well as D1, all these directories and files are available in /home/Ubuntu. This is your current location. PWD is nothing but the print working directory, will point out, will help you to know in current location which you are working. Now, what is your plan? Do you want to create a plan? My plan is to create FY, but your file should be created inside the directory. You have to create it under the directory. So when you want to create a file inside a directory, now you need to point to D2. Right now, you're not pointing to directory D2, you're pointing to /home/Ubuntu. You need to change directory to D2. You need to point out to D2. So whenever you want to move to a particular directory, participants, whenever you want to move to a specific directory, we have a command called CD. We have a command called CD, stands for change directory. We have a command called CD, stands for change directory, which helps you to change to a specific directory. I want to change to D2. We have a command called CD, change directory, mention to which directory you want to change. I want to change to D2. Successfully completed. Right now, I am pointing to D2. If you want to confirm, we have a command called pwd. Please observe here, previously I am pointing to /home/Ubuntu. Now I am pointing to /home/Ubuntu/D2. Okay, so like this, you have to point out the specific directory. Right now you're pointing to D2. Now you are inside the D2. Now in the D2, you can create a file FY. You can create a file FY. So how to create a file, we already know it. Cat greater than, mention the file name FY. Whatever the content you want, you can create it, and Control D to come out of the cat command, ls to see file FY. So FY is a file, F file is a file which you have created inside the D2 directory. Clear? This is how you can navigate. CD stands for change directory. Very, very important, frequently used commands. Okay, so CD stands for change directory, which helps you to change to a specific directory, whichever you want. Okay. Next. PWD, print working directory, will show you the current path. Currently, you're pointing to /home/Ubuntu/D2. This is your current location. Am I right, participants? I am now pointing to /home/Ubuntu/D2. I want to now for D2, the parent directory is Ubuntu. Are you understanding, my dear participants? For D2 is what? D2 is a directory. For directory D2, the parent directory is Ubuntu. For Ubuntu, the parent directory is home. For home is under root. Root is the topmost directory. This is the hierarchy. Right now, I'm pointing to /home/Ubuntu/D2. I want to point out to its parent directory /home/Ubuntu. I want to go one step up. I want to point to Ubuntu. This is my requirement. Right now, I'm pointing to D2. I want to point out to one step up. You can do that by using the command called cd ... When you go to cd ... you will be pointing to one step up. You will be pointing to its immediate parent directory. So let's experience it. cd ... Now you're pointing to immediate parent directory. So pwd, you're now pointing to /home/Ubuntu, and ls, you can see those files D1, D2, and F1 are the files which you have created. So my dear friends, please respond in the chat box. Am I clear? in explaining you the process of creating files, creating directories, removing the files. How can we move from one directory to other directory? Am I clear in explaining these points? Please respond in the chat box yes if you are able to understand whatever I'm teaching. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. Let's stop the chat. Next. This is something interesting again. Clear? To clear the screen. ls to see list of all the files and directories. Next. I want to create a file in two ways. We can create a file. Participants, you can create files in two ways in Linux. One way, which we already have learned, cat command is used to create a file. There is one more way to create a file by using touch command. There is one more way. Participants, there is one more way to create a file by using the touch command. So whenever you want to create a file, you can also do it by using touch command. Let's experience the touch command. I want to create a file with the name F2. Very simple. Please use touch F2. The file gets created. As simple as that. Please observe here. File got created. ls. We have file 1 and file 2. Previously, we have only F1. We have F1 and F2. So touch is used to create a file. You want to create one more file, F3. That's all. The file gets created. Now you can see here we have F1 and F2 as well as F3. So this is one more way to create a file. My dear participants, have you observed what is the difference? My question is, can you guess? Can anybody explain what is the difference between the cat command and touch command? Have you experienced that behavior? Have you observed the behavior between cat command and touch command? The behavioral difference is when you create a cat command, do you remember the file gets created? The file gets created, control will enter into the file. We are writing some characters. Hello, good morning, welcome to DevOps course, and then control D to come out of the file. So when a file gets created by using cat command, immediately file gets created, control will enter into the file. You are saving some data into that particular file, and then you are coming out of that particular file. So this is the way the file gets created when you use cat command. Whereas when you're using touch command, it is not prompting you to enter some details immediately within a minute, within a moment, you're getting the dollar prompt back and you get file gets created. The main difference between cat command and the touch command is touch command will help you to create an empty file. It's an empty file. You want to create a file first, and later you will be opening the file and you can write the data later. But immediately, as on moment you want to have a file gets created, data you will be writing it later. In such case, go for using touch command. So touch is a very quick command, will help you to create an empty file. Clear? Clear about this? Perfect. So if anybody asks you how can we create a file, there are two ways of creating a file by using the cat command. I hope you have experienced it. And the second way of creating a file by using touch command. The difference is cat command, immediately you will be saving some contents into the file. Whereas by using touch command, you will be creating an empty file. Perfect. Next. Sunil, how can we remove the directory? How can we remove the directory? We have learned how can we remove the files, no doubt. So how can we remove the directory? Okay, how can we remove the file? F3, can I remove it? Yes, whenever you want to remove it, we have learned the command. My dear friends, we have learned a command called rm, stands for remove. Mention the file name, whichever you want. Let's say you want to remove the file F3. So we have a command called rm, mention the file F3, the file gets removed. Okay, this is how we can remove the file. So the point is, Point is, now you want to remove a directory. You want to remove directory. We have two directories. One is D1. We have D2. There are two directories. Okay. I want to remove D2. Sorry, I want to remove D1. Participants. I want to remove D1. How to create a directory? Do you remember? mkdir, make directory, which helps you to create a directory. Similarly, rmdir, remove directory, is a command which helps you to remove directory. So we have a command called rmdir. So I'm using the command rmdir. Mention the directory which you want to remove. D1 is the directory which you want to remove. So please check, is your command working successfully? Yes, it has been successfully working. ls to see list of all the files and directories. So you have D1 not available. D1 has been removed. Now you're left over with D2. Am I clear? Clear about removing the directory? Yes, rmdir. Similarly, can I remove D2? Like rmdir, same command I'm using, rmdir. Now I want to remove the second directory D2, but interesting point, this command will fail. This command will fail. Please observe here, as expected, the command has been failed to remove D2 because the directory is not empty. A very meaningful message conveyed to us, conveyed to user. So participants, rmdir will work only when the directory is empty. When the directory is empty. D1 is an empty directory, so it is successfully deleted. D2 is not an empty directory. So do you remember inside the D2, we have created a file F5. So it's not an empty directory. It is having some file. So when the directory is empty, you can happily delete it. But directory is not empty. In such case, the rmdir will fail. In such case, we have to use a command called rm-r and mention the directory name which you want to remove D2. R stands for recursive. R stands for recursive. So recursive means the files will be created and then the corresponding directory will also be deleted. Okay. So even though the directory is not empty, but still if you want to remove the directory, please use -r. So directory has been successfully removed. Ls right now there are no directories. We have left over with two files, F1 and F2. Clear about this? Now it's time for questions. Participants, am I clear? Any questions or any interaction you want to have with the concepts, whatever we have learned today as of now? Good morning, Jagadish. How is your learning going on? How are you? Your location?
Yeah, it's very good. These topics I have already know a few of the things. My doubt is, so when we are creating a file, right, cat greater than F1 or some F2 we are giving. So what if the file is already there with the same name?
Okay.
Will it override or?
Okay. For example, Jagadish.
Yes.
Clear? Ls, we have files F1 and F2. Agree?
Yes.
Is F1 having some data?
Yes.
Okay. So I think it is having 3 lines of content. Hello all, good morning and welcome to DevOps course. So some data is there, Jagadish. Okay. So participants, if you want to see the data present in the file, participants, if you want to see the content present in the file, so whenever you want to see the content in the file, please use cat. Don't use greater than symbol. Participants, you have to use greater than symbol only. You have to use greater than symbol only when you're creating a new file. My plan is not to create a new file. I want to see the content present in the file F1. So don't use greater than symbol. Please just use F1. So Jagadish, this is the content what we have in the file F1. Okay. So when the file is already there, you want to again create one more file, but with the same name. Am I right, Jagadish? Let's try. You can see here cat greater than F1. Please observe here. Please observe here, control will entering into the file. Okay. So I'm writing some data and the control D to come out of the file. ls, you can see the file has been created, cat followed with F1. So what is happening here, Jagadish? The old content is replaced with the new content. Clear?
Yeah.
Jagadish, when you are using the same file name, what is happening is the old content replaces with the new content. When you don't want, overriding. When you don't want override, let's say you want to append the content, then I'll show you how can we do it. Okay, not a problem. Okay.
Okay, if there are 1,000 files, so if I use same like F1 in that 1,000 files, the F1 is there, we will lose that file, right?
1,000 files with the same name you're talking about.
No, we have 1,000 files. In that 1,000 files, I have a file name with F1.
Yes.
Again, if I create a file with the F1,
obviously same
we
thing
will
happens.
lose the previous.
Yes, obviously. You will lose the previous content. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, that will it ask like whether we need to override or
no, it's not asking you. Have you observed? It's not asking you. So we should be very cautious.
Okay. And one more doubt.
Yes.
Sunil. So how do we know the file extension? We have created just
in
F1,
Linux,
right?
there is no concept of file extensions. We have file extensions only in Windows. Okay. The type of the file is dependent on the extension. If you write .txt, it is considered as a text file. If you write XLS, it is called as an Excel file. But in Linux, there is no importance of file extension. So even though you mention something like f1.txt or f1.pdf, it does not make any difference from the operating system point of view. Okay. The type of the file is not dependent on the extension. The extension also considers as a file name here. Okay, Jagdish?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Next. Okay. So where are we standing in today's agenda? So we know how to create a file. How can we remove a file? How can we create a directory? How can we remove a directory? How can we go to previous directory? We have learned it, is it? How can we go to a previous directory? Previous directory is nothing but the parent directory, cd double dot, which helps you to move to the parent directory. Okay. Now what I want to do, I want to create this directory structure. D1, D2, D3, and D4. So this is the directory structure which I want to create. D1. Under D1, I want to create D2. Under D2, I want to create D3. Under D3, I want to create a directory D4. This is the nested directory. Creating a directory inside another directory. Creating D2 inside D1, D3 inside D2, and D4 inside D3. This is the nested directory which I want to create. Currently, where I'm pointing, PWD stands for print working directory, which will show you the current location. Right now, you're pointing to /home/Ubuntu. So can anybody guide me? Please raise your hand. Can anybody guide me how to create this nested directory D1? Under D1, I want to create D2. Under D2, how can we create D3? And under D3, how can we create D4? So can you quickly create this nested directories? Yes, Krishna, good morning.
Yeah, hi.
Okay, so shall we do?
Yeah, we need to enter into that directory and create that directory.
1 minute. So what will be the first command?
cd d1.
Do we have D1 ready?
Oh no, mkdir d1.
Next.
cd d1.
Correct. Participants, once the directory is created, now you have a directory D1. Now you need to enter into the D1 because the second directory which you want to create, you have to create it inside the first directory D1. So change to CD stands for change to D1. Yes. Now inside
mkdir.
D1. Correct.
cd d2.
CD D3.
mkdir.
D4. Can I change to D4? CD D4.
Yes.
So Krishna, I want to know the current path in which I am working.
pwd.
PWD participants, right now you can see you under /home/Ubuntu, you have created directory D1. Under D1, you have created D2. For D2, you have created D3. Under D3, you have created D4. And you're now pointing to D4. Participants, for D4, the parent is D3. For D3, the parent is D1. For D1, the parent is D. For D2, the parent is D1. For D1, the parent is Ubuntu. For Ubuntu, the parent is home. For home, the parent is slash. Okay. So this is the hierarchical structure of directories. Okay. Now I want to go to immediate parent directory. Krishna, I want to go to immediate parent directory D3. So how can I do it?
CD dot dot.
CD dot dot. So my dear friends, CD dot dot we already have learned, which will help you to go to immediate parent directory D3. Now my plan, I don't want to go to immediate parent directory. I directly want to go to /home/Ubuntu. So whenever you don't want to go to immediate parent directory, you want to go to a specific directory, whichever you want. You can do that by using same command CD. You have to write the path right from the slash, from the beginning /home/Ubuntu. Perfect. Now you can see you can see now PD, you're pointing to /home/Ubuntu. So like this, my dear friends, you should be comfortable creating directories, moving into the directories, changing the directories, going to the specific location, whichever you want. You have to be comfortable working with files, working with directories, removing the directories, and navigating between the directories. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you for the support.
Excellent.
Very, very important. Here, list. Very, very important point. LS stands for list. LS stands for list, which will show you list of all the files and directories, no doubt. Which will show you list of all the files as well as directories. I want to know more information about the files and directories. Not just list, I want to get additional information like date and time when the file has been created. I want to know the size of the file. I want to know the file permissions or the directory permissions. I want more information about, right now we have 2 files and 1 directory. So I want the more information about these 2 files and 1 directory. I want information like date and time when the file has been created, who is the owner of the file, what is the size of the file, and files and directories will have permissions. I want to look at the permissions of the file. So when you want to get more information, then you have to go for long list. LS is a normal list. You have to go for long list. How to go for long list? LS-L. Else for long list. When you go for long list, please observe here. Are you getting same details? D1, F1, and F2? Yes. Whatever the D1, F1, F2, you're getting the same 3 lines because we have 1 directory and 2 files. But along with the files and directories, you are getting some additional information about this is the date and time when the file has been created. This is the size of the file, 18 bytes. This is the size of the directory, 4096 bytes. F2 is the size of the file. F2 is 0 bytes because we have created by using touch command. Do you remember? We have created F2 by using touch command. So it creates an empty file. So this is a proof that the file is empty. We have 0 bytes. This is the owner of the file. This is the group what the file belongs to. So I'll explain, don't worry about what is group. These are the permissions, read, write, execute. These are the permissions of particular file. So point is, are you able to see more information? Participants, isn't it? Are you able to get more information? Normal list, clear. Normal list will just give you file names, not more than that. Whereas long list will give you more details like date and time, size, owner, permissions. Okay, so all this by using long list. Okay. Next. We'll have a detailed expression, understanding the permissions. We'll have a detailed understanding about how to understand the file permissions. How can we change the file permissions, which is very, very important. We'll be seeing that in the coming session. Okay. So you know about long list. Now, what if the file name starts with dot? Let's experience it. What when a file name starts with dot? Let's say, for example, touch. I want to create a file and the file name starts with dot. Let's say I want to create a file .f3. Good, the file has been created. ls to see list of all the files. Interestingly, this new file which we have just now created will not be displayed. Interestingly, the new file is not displayed. Are you able to see the .f3 file? No, it is not showing you. List command is not showing you the file which we have just now created, because in Linux, when a file name starts with dot, it is a hidden file. In Linux, when a file name starts with dot, it is a hidden file. .f3 is a hidden file. So ls cannot show you hidden files. It will show you only the normal files. So remember, when a file names, if you're looking at a file, if the file name is starting with dot, that means it is a hidden file. Similarly, I want to create a hidden directory, mkdir. When a directory name starts with dot, for example, .d2, when a directory name starts with dot, it is a hidden directory, and the ls command will not show you hidden files. It will not show you hidden directories also. It will not show you hidden directories also. Clear? Clear about this? So how to create hidden files when a file name starts with dot, or when a directory name starts with dot, those are called as hidden files and hidden directories. ls is not capable. A normal list is not capable of showing you hidden files. When you want to see hidden files also, so you have to use -a option. -a stands for all files. All files is nothing but the normal files as well as hidden files. Everything will be shown to you. So please look at this. I am using -a option. To our surprise, there are many more hidden files which we are not aware of it. But forget about that. Can you see we have the directory which you have created D2, and you have created one hidden file. Where is that hidden file which you have created F3? Yes, .f3. So you are able to see the files which you have created. So there are three listing options we have learned. The first one is list. Will show you just list of all the files and directories. Just file names and directory names. ls-l stands for long list. Will give you more information about the files like date and time, isn't it? And size of the file, permissions of the file. All this information you get it in long list. And the third option we have used is A for all files. So you'll get normal files as well as normal files, all files, regular normal files, plus hidden files are also displayed when you use -a option. So these are the three listing options. You can use a combination, ls-la. You can use the combination of -l and -a both together. You can use ls-la. So when you write ls-la, you will get the long list, because -l stands for long list. You get all the date size of the file, permission of the file, and not only normal files. You get the date and time of the hidden file when it has been created, the size of the hidden files also. You can use the listing of combination. Please observe here, ls-la. Participants, ls-la. So combination of long list as well as normal files as well as hidden files and hidden directories also, it is able to show you. Clear about this? This is a listing options. Okay, so we have learned about listing options also. So what happens when a file name starts with dot? We have experienced it. How to see hidden files? We have learned it. -a option is used to see hidden files. How can we create a hidden directory? We have learned it. We have used the combination of listing options. How can we copy a file? What do you mean by copying a file? Please observe here. File F1. What is the content we are having in the file F1? We are having 2 lines of content. Okay, some content we are having. So we have a file F1. I want to copy the file to, let's say, F9. I want to create a copy of this particular file F1. The source is F1 and the destination is F9. Do we have F9 ready with us? Do we have F9 ready with us? No, we don't have F9. So when you want to create a duplicate copy, with a different name F9, in such case, we have a command called cp, stands for copy. we have a command called CP, stands for copy, which helps you to copy the file. You have to mention the source, you have to mention the destination. For example, CP, my source is F1 and my destination is F9. The copying has been done, ls, you can see the file has been copied. New file gets created, and then the content is also copied. If you want to verify whether the content is copied or not, read the content, cat F9. Cat F9, are you able to get the same content what we have in F1? Are you able to get the same content what we have in F1? Yes, you are able to do it by using copy command. So copy helps you to create a copy of that particular file. Clear about this? Next. Very important point. Very important point. PWD, print working directory, which will show you the current path. Sorry. Which will show you the current path. Currently, you're working with /home/Ubuntu. Very good. Who am I is a command. I'm showing you one more command called who am I, which will show you the current user. You are connected to Linux using which user? To know the current user you are working with. You are connected to Linux, but you want to know the current user, using which user you're working. Whenever you have to know the current user, we have a command called who am I. You are getting a response as Ubuntu. This means you have connected to this particular Linux machine with Ubuntu user. So username, if you want to know the current user using which you are working, I want to know the current user using which we are working. So we have a command called who am I, which will show you the current user using which we're working. Using which we're working. Okay, clear about this? Perfect. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. So please join the WhatsApp group. We are getting some emails. Some of the participants are not still part of the WhatsApp group. This is DevOps batch 245. This is the WhatsApp group link, my dear participants. If you're already in the WhatsApp group, so don't worry about this. If you are still not in the part of the WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group using the link which I am just posting in the chat box. The updates about this particular training, you will get it in the WhatsApp group. You will get it in the WhatsApp group. Yes. William, good morning. How are you doing?
Yes, I just want to find out with the Linux commands and all that and the videos. I know as we started, we have free videos for I think 3 or 4 classes. The remaining one have to be paid for it. So
Yes.
when we pay for it and we're done with the class, are we still going to have the video or we're still going to pay for the video as well?
No, when you make the payment, you will have access to the videos and notes. Okay.
After we're done with the class.
After the core class gets completed. Okay.
Okay.
Once the session gets day-to-day, once the session gets completed, that session, recorded sessions and the notes will be uploaded in your portal. So you have to log into our site, logiclabstech.com. I hope you know it. You need to go to our site. Have you made the payment?
No. I just want to find out if you have
promo
code for it.
Yeah. So you have to log in. When you want to make the payment, you need to log in with your Gmail account. Once you log in, you will have my courses. Under your courses, you will be able to play the recording sessions in the portal. Okay.
Do we have promo code for it?
There is no promo code. You need to complete the payment as is this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Arjun.
Hi, good morning.
Your question, please.
Sunil, actually, I have joined today only as a demo. So, but actually, now I am working as a network voice engineer.
Network engineer.
Yeah, network voice.
Net voice.
Yeah, Cisco IPT.
Okay.
So, but my background is like computers, BCMC. But now these days, actually, I want to change my profile in as a DevOps. So, I mean, how is worthy for me?
Okay,
So
your
is
case
it
is not different, Arjun. Your case is like many other participants in our batch. You want to change your platform from your existing platform to DevOps. Am I right? Isn't it?
right?
Okay.
Because I have more than 12 years of experience. So I mean,
Okay.
how is
No problem. So as
okay?
of now, you have started learning DevOps. This is your day one. Is it your first day?
Right.
Okay. So how do you know about this course?
No, actually, is a trending nowadays in IT. So I mean, one of my friend
Mhm.
suggest me and share your link as a
Okay.
demo, and
Is your friend
I
working in DevOps platform?
yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So Arjun, the course what we are learning now, whatever you have attended now, is a DevOps course. Okay.
Mhm.
This is approximately 45 days course. Okay.
Right.
Along with this course, I recommend you to enroll for one more course called as AWS course. Okay. You have
Okay.
to complete both the courses. You have to complete the DevOps course.
Hmm.
You also have to complete the AWS course. The combination of DevOps skill sets as well as AWS platform services is very much important to attend the interview. Okay. You have to attend
Okay.
both the courses. Once you complete both the courses, not just completing, you need to practice whatever we are learning. Okay. So you need to be strong in the subject. Once you complete this, you have to create a resume with 3 years of experience. Okay. You have to project because we cannot appear as a fresher. You have to project as you are having 3 years of experience in AWS and DevOps role.
Hmm.
So what should be the responsibilities needs to be mentioned in the resume? What should be the roles and responsibilities? What should be the project description? Anyways, we will guide you. We'll show you the sample resumes. Using that, you have to create your own resume with 3 years. You have total 12 years of experience, right? You have to divide
Right.
as 3 years of experience as a relevant experience as a DevOps as
Right.
well as AWS experience, and the remaining 9 years of experience you have to mention in the resume as a non-IT experience. Okay, or that's a,
Okay.
the voice experience, whatever you are having. So that's how you have to split your resume and project 3 years latest experience in DevOps as well as AWS, and remaining 9 years you have to mention your previous experience. That's how
Mhm.
you have to plan your resume. And then once you're strong with the subject, the moment the market is good for DevOps, the moment you place your resume in Naukri, you will start receiving the calls. Okay, you have
Got
to,
it.
if you're perfect in the subject, you will be clear. Your plan is to clear the technical round. That's your target. That technical round, you have to clear it. So if you're perfect in whatever we are learning, you will be attending the interviews. Definitely, you will be able to clear the interviews, and then you will be clearing, and that's how you will be cracking the IT job which you want. Okay. So for that, this is the roadmap. Not
Okay.
only Arjun, it's not only for you, it's for many other participants who wants to get into the
Mhm.
DevOps role from non-IT or IT, from legacy technologies also. This is the roadmap. Clear, Arjun?
Clear. So what does it mean here? DevOps plus AWS. I mean, DevOps is okay, and plus AWS.
See,
I mean, that's the practitioner like.
please repeat your question.
Yeah. What does it mean here? The AWS
Okay.
courses. I
So
mean,
DevOps, I think you have missed the beginning session. That's the reason you are getting these questions. That's not a problem. DevOps is a group of tools. And DevOps is a group of tools, okay, like
right.
Jenkins, Ansible, Terraform, okay, okay,
Okay.
Docker, Kubernetes. So these are set of tools, okay. All this set of tools, we can learn it on AWS platform, okay. We can learn this set of tools on Microsoft Azure. We can also learn this set of tools on Google Cloud Platform,
Right.
okay. So if we are learning all these tools in AWS platform, okay,
Okay.
okay, then it is called as AWS DevOps. You are called as AWS Devops engineer. The same set of tools will remain the same. But if you learn it on Azure platform, you are called as Azure DevOps engineer.
Hmm.
Are you understanding? The
Right.
same
Got
tools,
it.
if you learn it on GCP platform, you are called as GCP DevOps engineer. Okay. So, so what is our course? Our course is AWS DevOps. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So we will be learning these DevOps tools on AWS platform. So that's the reason this is called as AWS DevOps. Okay. But there is an
got it.
exclusive AWS course. You have to enroll for exclusive AWS course. In the DevOps course, we will not teach the platform, Arjun. I will not teach the AWS platform. I will only teach the group of tools on AWS. Okay. Probably 10% of AWS I will be covering it to you. But you have to exclusively join AWS course. At least 7 to 8 services you should be good in AWS. That will add value to your resume. Okay. Arjun?
Okay, got it. Thank
This
you.
AWS course will be approximately 30 days. Okay. So that's the roadmap. Clear, Arjun? Thank you.
Yeah, clear. Got it. Thank you. Thank you, Sunil.
Good morning, Sukumar.
Hey, Sunil, how are you? I mean,
Doing good. Thank you. How are you?
yeah, I'm good. One thing is like I have already taken this AWS course. When I say taken, right, I purchased it, the self-placed one.
That's enough.
That's enough, right?
Yeah,
it will be
that's
covering
it.
all this stuff as well. But I
Whatever
will not
you
go
need, whatever you need for DevOps, that's more than enough.
Okay. When I say AWS, right? When you say, is it like, do you have any course done from your end, and it is there?
I used to teach AWS. Okay, so right now I'm not teaching AWS.
Okay. So anyone from Logic Labs, right? We can take.
You
That
can
course.
take that course, self-paced too. You can wait for the live training, Sukumar, and enroll for the live training, or you can go for a self-paced course if you want to go for a self-paced course.
Yeah. Okay. And directly with this would be enough for us to crack the interview at least 3 years or 4 years.
Yes, AWS and DevOps, once you are perfect in whatever, both the courses, yes, it's enough.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please drop your hands once you're done with your questions. Good morning, Bhargavi.
Hey, good morning, Sunil. Tomorrow, so it's we have to register and pay the amount for tomorrow.
No, tomorrow also is a demo. Okay. Tomorrow is also a demo. But please, if you have taken a decision, please enroll. Okay. Because the meeting link will change. I think from Monday you have to join using the new link. Okay. You get the update in the group.
Okay. So who will pay the amount? They will get the new link.
New link. Yes. This is Zoom link which you are joining now. This will be only for 5 days, probably 4 to 5 days, and then you have to join using the new link. The new link is shared to the paying candidates.
Okay.
Because we have limited sessions on the demo sessions.
Thank you.
Miriam Ali.
Yes, hi. So my question was, I already have like AWS, like cloud administration experience, and I was wondering, like, I just want to learn like the DevOps part. Would this be the right course, or?
You are right. You are exactly right. This is the core exclusively DevOps course. Okay. So you are in the right track.
Okay. And then for the Azure course, I would need to enroll for a different one.
It's a different batch with a different instructor. Okay. I'm not comfortable in Azure DevOps. So we have a different instructor who will be delivering Azure DevOps. Okay. So I am doing AWS DevOps.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please drop your hands once you're done with your question. Vivek.
Hello.
Yes, Vivek. Good morning.
Hello, Sunil.
Yes, Vivek.
Hello. Am I audible?
You are audible. Your question, please.
Hello.
Jagdish,
Hello.
good morning.
Sunil, am I audible?
Yes, Jagdish, good morning. Your question.
Sunil, sorry if this is not the correct forum to ask you. Okay.
No problem.
So I have been waiting for your DevOps course since few months. Okay.
Okay.
In meantime, I have searched on like different institutes demos, right? So
Very
when
good.
I searched with them, they said it will take 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
So here you are saying 45 days, right? So
Yes.
so if I go through these 45 days, like if I practice everything, can I get hands on that?
Okay.
I can work independently.
Why the duration is more in other institutes? Because they're combining these two courses. Okay, Jagadish.
Okay.
If you look at the course content, they'll combine the AWS topics also in the DevOps. Okay. And then it is going to close to 3 months. Okay. So what we have done, we have bifurcated separately as AWS course and DevOps course. Okay. So look at the course content of the 3 months of DevOps. You will find most of the you will find 30% or 40% of the content also as AWS included. That could be the time difference.
We can work independently, right? So when we practice all those things.
Yeah, both are independently, you can do it. Yes. Okay.
That's why. So we are putting some 3 or 4 years experience, right? That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. You can work independently. Okay. So we already have covered 4 projects, Jagadish, okay, on DevOps in our YouTube channel. I'm planning to invite a 5th project in the month of December from an external instructor. So he will be showing you some workshop on these tools that will always add value in your knowledge. Okay.
Yeah, so if you believe or not, we contacted Aisha for even my wife also contacted. They said you are not there.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. Please repeat. You cannot.
We contacted you, Aisha, like a month back.
Sorry, you have
contacted Aisha.
Contacted Aisha. Oh, you have talked to Aisha.
So that time we heard that Sunil is not there, like that we heard.
Okay. Yeah. We got a lot of inquiries. That's the reason we have started this particular batch. Vivek, okay.
Yeah, we are happy that now again you are back.
Thank you, Jagdish. Not just listening, you have to put a lot of efforts to get success, Jagdish.
Yeah.
Okay. So every session, please take the utmost attention and take the advantage of online, because you have the second recordings whenever you want to repeat. You can avail the recording option, isn't it, Jagdish? Okay. So take the advantage and do hands-on whatever we are learning. Try to understand more than what I teach. Explore more, available more content which are available in the website. I'll do my best to get the complete knowledge transfer so that we get the results. Okay, Jagdish?
Sure. Thank you, Sunil.
Yes, Vivek.
Hello, Sunil, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now. Please tell me.
Yeah, good morning, Sunil. In AWS course also, DevOps concepts will repeat, Sunil?
No. AWS only services will be covered. DevOps tools are not covered.
Okay.
That's why both are different courses.
What is the duration? 30 days?
Yes.
Okay. When the AWS course will start, Sunil?
Not sure, Vivek. You can go for self-paced videos or probably within 10 days. Actually, we have a lot of pressure because many participants are just want to start AWS by me. Okay. So I need to check my availability. If not me, we have other instructor who will be starting AWS course, but within 10 days, you will get the schedule.
Okay.
Meanwhile, there is no dependency. You can proceed with DevOps, okay, instead of waiting for AWS.
Okay.
Thank you, Vivek. Sunil, good morning. Okay. So that's all from my end. Please log in. So once you're done hands-on, so how to disconnect the connection, exit to disconnect from Putty. I have disconnected the connection. The machine is running state. If you want to permanently remove it, you can directly terminate it. If you want to permanently remove it, you can directly terminate it. I want to remove it permanently, so I'm directly terminate it. So please proceed. And whenever you don't want a machine, terminate it. And whenever you want a machine, create it. It just takes 3-4 minutes. It just takes 3-4 minutes for creating a new EC2 machine. Whenever you create a new EC2 machine, you know that the key pair gets downloaded, and using the key pair connect using putty. Practice. After practicing, please terminate the machine. So make it habit, because by mistake, if you do not terminate it, you may attract the bill. Okay, so please make sure you terminate the machines whenever you don't want. You can see the machine is terminated now. Once the machine is terminated happily, you can sign out of the AWS account. So AWS is a platform which is collection of services. I hope by this time you have realized it. I hope you have enjoyed the session, participants. I hope you have enjoyed the session. See tomorrow, where we learn about more details about Linux. We'll learn about file permissions. Okay, how there's something called package management, which is very important. Working with VI editor, which helps you to edit the files. We have an editor. So many more interesting concepts of Linux. So please continue learning. Enroll for the course. Okay, so if you want to continue, please enroll for the course, because this is day 3, I think so. Yes, I think this is day 3. So please enroll for the course so that you can continue learning on DevOps. Okay, until then, have a good time. Thank you. Bye.